Yup, this is going to be everything that I want and more, and I am doomed because Island Sanctuary is going to absolutely be where I spend a disgusting amount of time. Farewell, my island calls. I'm kind of screwed now. But by request, I'm going to be doing an Island Sanctuary only video, and wow, this is truly a marvel. This is going to be featuring the footage from the letter from the producer Live72, which I have that full video out shortly, condensing the entire live letter after this. If you want the other details, this is explicitly only Island Sanctuary. But seeing is believing, and seeing the footage from the live letter, this is amazing. Now off the get-go, you can queue for content while you're on your Island Sanctuary. Just a little detail that I figured would be super important to note out the gate: DPS queues, no problem. Work on the Island Sanctuary during them, GG easy. Immediately when they cut to the footage, we could see the sheer, massive, ridiculously huge scale of this map as Yoshi P is on his oversized Mandragora and just flying around the map. There is just so much space. It's giant and gorgeous, even giving you super mount speed to travel quickly. Look at this little mount just zip. It's actually kind of hilarious. Now the goal of this content is not to be battle content, but instead to be around being a stress-free, relaxing environment that you can build around. So the details are that you're going to be given a brief tutorial of the island from which to start to finish. Might take around 2 hours once you're dropped off on there to unlock some features and then give you a good start. They didn't want to just drop you off on the island without any information. From here, you're going to be given a custom user interface element that is really just dedicated to your Island Sanctuary, where you can see a few options that slowly unlock through the tutorial process. Then you're going to have your own Sanctuary gathering log with, thank God, your own material pouch, which is completely separate from your primary inventory for the rest of the game. Thank God again. I'm so thankful for that. My inventory is already in shambles. You also get a very easily spammable sprint and teleport ability to truly make it easy to get around. You then can gather items like seen in the footage currently. These are currently only visible once you set your mode to gathering mode. This is not going to be tied to your gathering or crafting levels outside of the island. Stress-free was really the goal. You don't need to worry about leveling those before this content. It's going to be totally independent, guys. Now you collect items, and then at the same time, you're probably noticing through the footage you're gaining island experience that levels your Island Sanctuary up as a whole. Now in the footage you can see that there are those Oppo mobs rocking around, and later on there's going to be a capture mode that I'm going to introduce, and that you can actually harvest the Oppos. Next up is going to be the crafting mode, which is totally separate from crafter levels outside the island, just the same as gatherers, and then you can make an item when you have enough materials gathered, such as they made a tool in the game footage shown. This is going to allow you to collect more items. Previously, before making it, you could only gather using your hands, and so there's going to be a lot of interplay between the different Island Sanctuary elements here. Next up is going to be the building mode, and similar to the crafting menu here, you gather items, then you use it to make buildings. Some buildings can be instantly built, others might take up to 12 hours. Some buildings can be made more advanced, but if you like the look or particular style of a building, you can stick to it, kind of like glamorous in games, but for literally buildings, which I just think is a really cool feature, honestly. Now, doing stuff on the Island Sanctuary, you will get the Island Sanctuary scripts as a currency, which is something that you can trade for a ton of items like mounts, housing items, even gatherer and crafter materia. Hello? Gatherer and crafter materia? You mean the stuff that's super expensive? Do you smell gil? Because I do. Or you can also obviously purchase glamours, like actual armor glamours and the like we can see this Rothgar in the glam represent, or the backpack on this other glamour though. I live. That's absolutely so cool. Another mode that you can go into is the crops mode, which will let you raise crops, which then you can very simply go through and plant and water. Don't worry though, once you've progressed far enough through the island, you can actually leave those tasks to the minions to handle. Don't care, I'm calling these minions. Those are totally minions. Also, if it rains, it waters your crops. And then from there, now you can go into livestock mode, which the tutorial will give you a few starter nets, but once you're out of those net supplies, then you'll need to craft them yourself to catch more, and this is where you can harvest those Oppo from before. Nets to harvest the Oppo or any other animal in there will always succeed, so don't stress out too much about it. It's just meant to be like super relaxing and chill. And then you can take those mobs that you harvested and put them in here, and you can even gather items from them. Heck, there's even a custom UI element called Farm Animal Management, which will allow you to name them. Heck, you could even call one of the Oppos Xenos. God, could you imagine if someone did that? I'm totally going to be doing that now. Now, really from here on the island, you can use your island scripts to obtain the ability to further build out the islands and trade in scripts for more buildable land, or to build more things like tools, like a hammer, for instance. And now it's time to talk about a feature that I have been looking forward to for literally months ever since I first heard it. You can let your minions out for a total of 40 of the minions just free on the island. This is truly going to be hilarious, and now I need to get a lot more minions, like a lot more. But yeah, this is just the super condensed version of the island summary features. Honestly, I see so much good stuff from this. I'm actually so genuinely excited for this content. Like, that's no BS. I was really worried that they might not pull through. A lot of people were just like, oh, like, hold back your expectations. Seeing the footage now, they delivered. This content looks absolutely like a pure delight. It looks like a joy to do. Anyhow, take care everyone, and if you want the full patch notes condensed summary, I'm going to try and get that out in a few hours after this. Take care everyone, and I hope that you have a lovely day.